microphone and everything, so on and so forth,
Yeah.
and carrying on. How are you this morning?
Doing great.
This is ASHANTI Bennett. Dominic, I'm going to get a camera for you in just a
I
few
don't need
seconds.
one. It's
Yeah,
okay.
no. You're going to come here
I'm
and
just
call
putting
me on
my
the hotline.
Right. We'll just pull her over.
Yeah. Well, look, ladies, you're here because Candy gave us a very in-depth analysis of Juneteenth, and a lot of people just don't understand why we're celebrating this coming Friday. And the Cool Springs downtown district has something going on. Give us a highlight as I bring up Dominique's camera.
Mm-hmm. Just a little gathering of us and maybe 20,000 of our closest friends down in Festival Park. Just having a few people over to the house. Juneteenth Jubilee. It was made a federal holiday back in 2021. City of Fayetteville made it a city holiday right then, and then they contracted with Cool Spring Downtown District to do an event to celebrate that. It's an important holiday for American history. It celebrates and honors the end of slavery in this country. And, as far as many of those of us that do celebrate that are concerned, that's as important a holiday as Independence Day when you're talking about how this country has been shaped. And so we wanted to do something for our community that honors that past, brings our community together to sort of reflect on that, think about what we've got going on today, and start to think about the future in a really sort of limitless, equitable, just, and joyful way.
All right, I'm still setting up cameras, but in doing this, this is an important conversation. Yes. And in talking with Kenny this morning, we're trying to let folks know that this is not a black holiday. Give us the details, because a lot of people have a misunderstanding of what this is.
Well, it is. It's an American holiday, and so really with the holiday itself, the specific date of Juneteenth is when the federal government sort of rode into Texas, and it's, long to be accepted that those were sort of the last folks in the Union that knew that the Emancipation Proclamation happened, that the enslaved people were now free. And it was several years after those events. And so these were people that were the sort of the last to know. And having found that out, they actually held the first Jubilee, which is where we sort of pulled that inspiration to call our event in town right now for that, just to further honor that history. Right. That's important. That's not just a black holiday. I mean, I think if you, understand that period of enslavement in our country, that we, took people who were doctors, lawyers, elders, mothers, fathers from their homes and enslaved them in this country and then made them free. That's something that all people should be celebrating. All Americans should be celebrating. It was a dark stain on our history, and we have ended that. It's an interesting conversation to be having in modern times now. And, without getting too deep and climbing up way too high on my soapbox this early morning, there are still ramifications for that we deal with in this country. And so I think it does take time when we're in sort of the pressure cooker of that tension with some of those ramifications right now to just take a pause and reflect back on the meaning of something like Juneteenth, that we are always trying to do better. We're always trying to arc towards justice. We're always trying to listen to our better angels, and we're not always successful at it, but this is an opportunity to get together and celebrate how far we have come.
Look, I got all three of us on camera now, so we can talk about this, So, but here's the thing, I've been around for a little bit. I'll be 71 this year.
I don't believe it.
Well, and I'm gonna tell you, I have deep connections to Martin Luther King and the Civil Rights Movement because of my first cousin, Bernard Lafayette, who was with Dr. King the day before he was assassinated. Dr. King sent my cousin to Chicago to start the Chicago movement, and Jesse Jackson had to call Bernard and say, come back to Memphis because Dr. King was killed. So when we talk about these things, I talk about them with great reverence and understanding, because it was our parents, my parents, who were bitten by the dogs, who were hit by the hoses. And so this is not it's not that long ago, but this is not a celebration. Right. It's a realization and coming to grips with the fact that these terrible things happened in our country, and we can't just sweep them under the rug. And the more we do that, the more the blemish, just the wounds remain open. And so acknowledge it. Just acknowledge it. The same thing is true with the market house. Acknowledge what happened there. Even if slaves were sold for a state, it doesn't matter. It happened. Acknowledge it. And there are people who say, well, that happened so many years ago. Let's just forget it and move on. And I think that's been the issue, that nobody wants to talk about this and the impact that this has had on generations of Black Americans in this country. And so we have to continue to be the voice. The Emancipation Proclamation didn't free any slaves. All the folks that pertained to were already freed. And so we have all the things that happened down south here. I'm from Philadelphia, and I love calling North Carolina home.
Can't get away from.
And so this is we have endured an awful lot of things here. So acknowledging these things is I guess cleansing to a certain extent. So now, all that said, Dominique, kick in here and move that microphone so you don't look like Pinocchio.
Oh, but I like Pinocchio.
Yeah, put it off to the side there. You're on TV. I know. So for those of you who don't know, Dominique Womack is on Rock 103. What else? You're also promotions here, right?
Promotions and marketing director. I'm on Rock 103 middays, and I am on nights on Q98.
So she wears a lot of hats here, and you are connected with Cool Springs, and if there's something that's being emceed, that's the face. Normally it's Face Festival Park and the voice that you're going to hear. So we appreciate all the work you do for us. Talk about our station's connection with this.
So Cumulus is one of the media sponsors for the Cool Spring Downtown District Juneteenth Jubilee. I am kind of really tied to Cool Springs because actually I was with them before I came back to Cumulus. But no, I will be your mistress of ceremony, and we've got a stacked show because for me, Juneteenth is about community. And so what Cool Spring has allowed it is a outlet for our local artists to get on stage. You know, you've spoken to Trev about being on stage for New Year's. Well, with our District Vibe artists, we have 4 local artists that are going to be on. And then we have Misha Fair, who is an amazing country rock, Southern soul. And then our headliner is going to be Kirby. She's a great storyteller. ASHANTI's excited. I'm excited. But no, it brings us back to our roots while still giving us that celebration in music that our people tend to like.
Well, and is Trev Truth not on the show?
No, he's not on the show.
Okay, because
it was hilarious.
He's a hot commodity. He's a hot one.
I tell you what, because he found out that he was going to be on the show while he was sitting in here Wednesday, and I don't know, was it you? Somebody who said that he was going to be on the show. Next thing he knew, you talking about somebody who woke up that morning. He said, "Who put me on the show?"
We loved having Trev on the stage, but we got to give room for a few others in town.
Yes.
Every once in a while.
All right, so you talk about the event in terms of when it takes place and how much it costs and all that kind of stuff.
So the event is happening this Friday, June 19th, in Festival Park in downtown Fayetteville, just off of Ray Avenue. Gates open at 5 o'clock p.m., and we are going to rock and roll until 11 p.m. It is a free event to attend, so we want everybody to come out. Free 99, my friend.
Wow.
It's the best kind of price that there is. And we want you to come out and set up and bring your whole family and stay for the whole night because we have got a stage full of entertainment. We've got amazing vendors that are going to be out there. This year, we partnered with a couple of organizations in town, and including Fayetteville State University, Methodist University. Gosh, there's so many, and we're going to be having an art walk out there. I'm really looking forward to that. We have about 50 art pieces that are going to be out there.
When you say an art walk, how does that work?
It's going to be great. So we've partnered with Black Artists Forward and Black Canvas and Colin from Gallery 13 to essentially create an experience that when you enter the park, if you're entering from Ray Avenue, that whole lane that sort of leads deeper into the park is just going to be covered with art from local artists. We asked for sort of an Afrofuturism expression, very loose theme, but it's just about 50 different pieces of people talking about the Black experience, and it's going to be absolutely breathtaking.
Now, again, we have to emphasize that Juneteenth is not a Black holiday.
It is not.
Explain that in terms of its relevance to all Americans.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Give me the-
let
give
me
me the
put
short
on my
version.
hat here. I am the representative for us all. Well, I would say take it even a step further. If you come out to any of the Cool Spring events, and particularly the ones we do in the park, our previous Juneteenth, our New Year's Eve event, even our Fourth Friday, we serve this community. And this community, while it is, on paper, it's a majority minority city, it is a mixed bag. This is one of the most diverse areas that I've lived in since I left the DC area. And so it's a point of pride for me when I stand on that stage and I sort of look out at the audience. I see a true cross section of our community out there. Every demographic possible, age, race, sex, all of it. They're all out there. We've got, our soldiers out from Fort Bragg. We've got our veteran retirees. We've got our young people out there. And so this is a holiday for everyone, and it's a holiday for our community. Fayetteville, like any town, we've got our challenges and things that, we have to work out. But as a community, we're really good about coming together in times of crisis and in times of joy. And this is one of those times of joy. And I think our community just loves being with each other. Mm-hmm. We love a good time. We like good music. We like good food. We like good art. And this event is designed to bring all of that out.
That is everything the Jubilee is.
Yes.
All right, well, look, I appreciate you both coming here on Pins and Needles at the last second, the very last second on the hotline.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Cumulus is a sponsor. We couldn't do it without sponsors like you all. I mean, we've got some incredible people that came on board to help with us. We've got Brightspeed, we've got T-Fiber, PWC, ABC 11, Cape Fear Valley, FSU, Methodist. The list goes on and on. People really do believe in that in this community, and we could not do it without those partners. And of course, the wonderful city of Fayetteville for making the dream happen to begin with.
Yes.
ASHANTI, Bennett, thank you so much. Cool Springs Downtown District. You're the president, thinking about running for mayor.
Yes. Thank you, Gilbert, for jumping on.
Gilbert's got jokes this morning.
We do what we can. All right, well, look, Kirk Deviere's out there again, county commissioner. We're getting ready to bring him in. We're giving you all the boot.
All right.
All right.
Well, it was
It's
a
been
pleasure
fun.
to be here.
Glad to have you there for the affair, and that's the way it was. Right now, we've got, what are we going to go to, Kenny? We're going to go to the news. What are we going to do? Kenny's in charge.
I think he said
I have no idea what we're going to do, but
You're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC while Kenny